Welcome to another haphazardly created, totally disorganized, just thrown together wine steward wine video. It's the video of the week, and I think it's still worth watching because our heart's in it. And everything we're going to tell you about is delicious. So two things: we care and it tastes good. So I'm going to prove it right here. Watch this, okay? Look how interested I am. Look how much my heart is in this. Oh my God. And look how delicious it just was. There it is, see? That's why you should watch these videos absolutely every week and probably several times if you're really sick. At any rate, welcome to another Wine Steward video. This is going to be talked about. This is cool. This is probably the most interesting wine I tasted this week, and yet it happens in this conversation about 2 hours from now. So let's put that aside. That's a joke. I hope this will not take 2 hours, don't you? All right. Let's put that right there and bring up the topic of tortillas. Tortillas. Why do we have tortillas here? This pertains to wine bar menu. The flip side, where we show you the food items that we have for you. Of course, you know we have cheese and meat platters and Marcona almonds that we roast in-house, and olives and other good things. But we wanted to add something. So why the tortillas? Well, the tortillas that I bought at the store are simply a prop. Of course, I'll take them home and make quesadillas. We're not going to make quesadillas for you here at the Wine Steward, though that's a pretty good idea. Why not take some of our fantastic exotic cheeses? Like, hey, check this out. We just got Maytag Blue, and do you know what this cheese is? This is kind of like America's, I don't know about a quesadilla, but Maytag blue cheese. We will insist on trying to show you blue cheese. Not everybody is into it. We love it. I think blue cheese is great when it's a little more mild in character, and this one is Maytag. I keep trying to get around to the point that Maytag is perhaps America's original artisanal cheese. Developed back in the 1940s, this blue cheese was thought about long before Americans were in general really thinking about really good food. And so I would call this, unless somebody can correct me, the first time artisanal cheese, like Europe-inspired cheese, was made and developed. It developed and made. I think they developed it first so they wouldn't kill anyone. Maytag blue cheese, right there. Boom. It's here. It's back down there. And I don't know, quesadilla? I don't know. How about another cheese? I know I'm digressing. I told you this would be haphazard and disorganized, so I'm holding to my promise. Look at that. Boom. Burrata. I'm only telling you. I could have said it in yesterday's email, and we decided, Kathy and I said, we only have 8 units. Make it 7. One's going home with me. So why would we tell everybody? We're telling you faithful people who watch these haphazardly disorganized videos that burrata is back. This is from Puglia, Italy. It's not inexpensive, but it is the best shit you can buy. And we know that your tomatoes are ripe now. And that's why all of a sudden last weekend, we were out of burrata and everyone was asking. I think it's all about the tomato garden finally being in place. In other words, burrata, there's nothing better than burrata on top of tomatoes, a little basil, olive oil, and so on. Insalata caprese, they call that, right? All right. What about the frickin' tortilla? I have not gotten around to this. Let's work on a name, tortilla. Actually, we're gonna talk about pronunciations and names today. How about a theme for this video, finally? We're getting organized. Tortilla, right? Tortilla. In Mexico, this is made out of corn or harina. It is flour or corn, right? So this is, in fact, a flour tortilla from Mexico. It doesn't matter, except for my lunch tomorrow. What matters is Spanish tortilla, better called Tortilla Española. All right, we're gonna show you what that is. I got here early today. I always do on Thursdays. You already know that if you watch these videos. I got here even earlier and spent an hour and a half on making 2 tortillas españolas. These guys, look at this beautiful thing right here. There are 2 of these now ready for the weekend's wine bar menu. This is in Spain what they call a tortilla, and I'll try very hard not to spit on it. It is made of potato and egg and onion and olive oil, a little salt and pepper, a touch of milk, and that's about it. It takes a long time to make. It has 2 separate cookings. In the first preparation, you are boiling, not frying, you're boiling potato and onion together in a whole bunch of olive oil. That's why you're not frying. You need a lot of olive oil to make this. Then you drain off that oil, even though the potatoes have absorbed a lot of that. You drain that oil off and you mix up that potato and onion mixture with egg and milk and let it kind of emulsify. There's probably nastier ways of saying that, for about 15 minutes. And then back to the frying pan. All of that mess goes to the frying pan to make this cake here, this tortilla or torta if you want, or omelette. You know, they have different names for this. But Tortilla Española is what we like to call this. And it is now offered on the wine bar. I will do this every Thursday. And we will sell sections of this until we run out as a delicious Wine Steward Wine Bar snack. And I'll tell you why we chose to do this in particular to be the newest addition to the wine bar food menu, because it goes with absolutely everything you drink. It does. I mean, unless it's soda water, you are in a very good place with this. You should have fantastic sparkling wine or white wine or red wine or even beer with torta. This is your serving size. Of course, it comes, we're very thoughtful with a napkin and a fork. Look at that. I mean, we're fancy around here, right? But this is what it'll look like when it's given to you. One wedge of this beautiful thing over here. Tortilla Española. It sounds weird. It's something maybe you have never had before. When you have it, you're going to say, this is good. I mean, it's fantastic, and it's simply great. This is Spain's snack. This is their starch. They don't eat French fries, they eat these. And it's going to be topped with a little bit of piquillo pepper, otherwise known as pimento, just to dress it up a little bit, add a little bit of sass. You're good to go. This is now on the wine bar menu. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make you feel guilty. I got here early today to make 2 of these suckers. You better be coming in and asking for them, all right? I got the guilty part of this haphazardly disorganized video over with. Now let's tell you about what we're doing on the wine bar this weekend. But please, a sip. Oh my, that's lovely. See how much we care? See how good this is? All right, on the wine bar menu this weekend, there's always a sparkling wine of the week, right? And here it is. You've never had it before. That's because you've never seen this on a grocery store shelf. This is small production, northeastern Italian sparkling wine that is not Prosecco. So it's made kind of near where they make Prosecco, but this is made instead of a grape called Ribolla Gialla. Gialla, that means yellow in Italian. Ribolla, that means a poodle. So this is the favorite wines of yellow poodles, I think. I know I got the yellow part right, but let's give that up and just say that's in the glass because I like it, and it's inexpensive and it's good, and it has a little more character perhaps than a Prosecco. There, I just proved it again. Wonderful sparkling wine from northeastern Italy, Charmat process. That doesn't mean it's a bad sparkling wine, it just means it will cost you less. You can pour this for anybody, they will like it, all right? The grape is Ribolla Gialla. Ribolla Gialla, it's fun to say. All right, now let's go to the White Flight real quick. The White Flight, 5 beautiful white wines that are fairly new to the store, or they've just come back, like we just restocked, so that's very exciting to me. I hope you're excited, otherwise we're out of business. This is Garnacha Blanca, and it's spelled with a T and an X instead of a CH because it is from Catalonia. This is from the origin of Grenache Blanc. This is where the red Grenache mutated out in some vineyard, and somebody noticed it and chose cuttings from that vine and propagated. And that's why we have Grenache Blanc even here in California nowadays, because of that mutation that happened here. I know, it's the CO2 thing. This is Garnacha Blanca from Terra Alta, just south of Priorato. It's quite good. I could taste it for you and prove that it's good, but it's better for you to come in and have some, all right? The next white wine on the White Flight just happened. I tasted this with Katie 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I realized, oh, I need a bucket. I need a spit bucket or a dump bucket, whatever. Like, I try to be responsible. Please taste responsibly. That's a demonstration. All right, this is going to be Falangina. Make sure you pronounce that correctly or you will be in trouble with HR. I'm just telling you. I've been there. No, I haven't actually, not yet, and I will never be. So, name of the grape, Falangina. Falangina. Fun to say. As soon as you say it wrong, then you are in trouble. You get the spanking from the nun. At any rate, Falangina is the name of the grape. Where are we? We're in Campania, Italy. You know those guys who have the Locanda restaurants? One is down the street here, Locanda Amalfi, and you got Locanda Ravello up in Danville, and you've got Bar Locanda over in Danville. All those dudes are from Campania. They're all from there. They would know this wine very well. Maybe not this particular brand, but they know Falangina very, very, very well. It's a bright white. It is a vibrant white from near Naples, Italy. How about that? It smells positively Neapolitan. I think I want an insalata caprese with me. On my belly, I think. You know what? HR is just like hovering. Damn, that's freaking good. I said frickin'. 2021, brand new Falangina from Campania, Italy. It just got here. Thank you, Katie. And the Springboard gals, the Springboard people, we love them. This is a distributor that's owned by sisters, and they're lovely. They're all lovely and good pals of ours over the years. A lot of history. Iovine, you're gonna want this on the patio on this hot Sunday coming up, or Saturday, or today. Why not? Now let's stay in Italy and show you a white wine. This is from Friuli Colli Orientale, a very, very long set of words, and it's easier to just drink it. But here we are, we're going back to this grape that means yellow, frantic yellow poodle, I think is what it translates to. Frantic yellow rabid poodle. Deranged is in there somewhere. This is going to be made entirely of that Ribolla Gialla grape. It's so fun to say, isn't it? Ribolla Gialla. I think, I've got this theory, it's not a theory, I know this is to be true, that people buy wines that they can, the names of which they can pronounce. And so Sancerre from the Loire Valley of France, Sauvignon Blanc, sells very well. What's right across the river? This thing that's unfortunately spelled Pouilly, Fume, it's Puy Fume. Like, how the hell do you say that if you see it on a label? Like, so you're afraid to ask for it, right? Bad marketing when they chose the name for that wine region. Same thing here, like Ribolla Gialla, what the frack is that? And Zorzetic, well, that's the name of the producer. But I just think people are hesitant about asking for things or even buying things when the pronunciation of the name is threatening. Like, am I gonna screw up? This is like back to like 8th grade, right? All that insecurity. But you really gotta drink this wine. I mean, I didn't drink it, okay? You gotta taste this wine. You can drink it at home, all right? Or have a glass at our wine bar and then call Uber. This is Ribolla Gialla that we insist on you trying, and we're happy to pronounce it for you. You can just say, can we have that R wine, you know? So, don't worry, we got you. We got your back. All right, let's go here. Oh my God, this is back. You're so excited, aren't you? I can just sense it. I'm excited because Arnese is frequently unexciting. Arnese is the name of the grape. It's one of the major white grapes grown in Piemonte, Italy, up in the northwest part of Italy. Like, this is where they grow Barolo and Barbaresco. Should I say Barolo? At any rate, these guys make Barolo, and it's good shit. And they make this Arnese, which is very, very good Arnese. Because sometimes Arnese is a little thin and what I would say insipid and just not much going on. These guys make it well. I think they use better dirt. So they devote more real estate. Part of the real estate that could be devoted to making Barolo is given over to making this white wine. So that's a bit of a sacrifice, but you're having one of the best Arneses. Would you say that? What's the plural of Arnese? Arnese. At any rate, it's really good Arnese. Oh shit! I swallowed it. It's got more mouthfeel. It's got more melony lushness to it. A little more body in the mouth, the nose as well. I mean, you can smell the body. It's not oaky. All of these whites in the white flight this week are not oaked, okay? They're all unoaked whites, but some whites are thin and skinny and lean and energetic, and others just have a little more, skosh more room in the seat and thighs, we could say. All right, final white wine. This I would call the most interesting wine discovery of the week. Tasted it with Katie just 3 days ago in that same appointment as when we had the Iovine Falangina. And this particular wine really got my wheels spinning because it was unexpected. It was unexpected because first she told me what it's made of, and I'm not going to tell you what it's made of because that would maybe have you running away. But when I smelled it, I thought, gosh, this wine from Cienega Valley, which is south of here, near Santa Cruz Mountains, kind of like lowest part of the Bay Area, Cienega Valley, is very French. It reminds me of maybe a Macon, aromatically like a Macon. That's southern Burgundy. That's Chardonnay from the south of southernmost part of Burgundy. Oh, there's more of that effect, and maybe a clarity, a cleanness that implies aligoté. And I know I'm just like going out there, right? But you guys know what Burgundy is, right? You know what Macon is, maybe. And maybe you know what aligoté is. And aligoté is a white grape alternative to Chardonnay that is also grown in Burgundy. And this, like, if I had to like guess, is this aligoté grown in Macon in Burgundy? No, this is domestic. This is 300 cases made of a really thoughtfully made wine. In other words, they did not overmake it. They tried not to make it too much. You know what I mean? They let it happen. And it's, get this, it's about half Chardonnay, half Riesling. Yes, I said the R word, and you shouldn't go running away. This is, I'm not even smelling Riesling. I'm smelling this kind of like white Burgundy thing. This is brilliant stuff. This is called Calcite. It's made by Sturm. That's the name of the winery. I didn't choose the name. Anyway, this is beautiful white wine. Beautiful, as Jose Andres would say. All right, that's the finale for the white flight. Now, what should we tell you about? I know we're going, I always try to do 10-minute videos. That will never happen. Why? Because I have to tell you how in trouble I am. First of all, I gotta show you the front of this bottle instead of the back. I am in trouble because a very, very nice vendor, someone who is new to her company, took an order from us where we said we wanted to get in one case of this fairly expensive dry rosé that we love. We've been selling this for 2 vintages now. We love this rosé from Cassis, France. Cassis is just a few miles west of Bandol, right on the Mediterranean coast, a beautiful little fishing village. It's a cove. It is gorgeous. And a few vineyards crawl up the hills behind it. There's not a lot of vines here, and therefore you have economy of scale issues with respect to how they can price their wine. They make brilliant wine, and fortunately, it deserves the higher price, or at least, you know, it's like, it apologizes a little for being over $30 rosé, but come on, Domaine Tempier from Kermit Lynch nowadays, that's $60. So we're in the mid-30s here with this gorgeous rosé. Now, why am I in trouble? I'm in trouble because I gave an order for one case of this rather expensive rosé that will not fly out of here, except somebody just bought a whole freaking case. She was smart. They sent 3. They sent 3 cases. I have 36 bottles of this wine. So one remedy, one solution, put it on the wine bar. Of course, it has to be priced a little higher than some of the wines by the glass, but if you are watching this amazing haphazardly disorganized video, hey, get that out of there. All right. Then you know how good this is because you can watch me like look at and ooh, and oh my God, it is Grenache and Cinsault and a little bit of Claret. That's a white grape, and that's what they do here in Cassis. Cassis. Look up pictures. Avoid the pictures that include beach shots of nearly naked Germans in Speedos that's in August, but in September everything gets back to normal, and Cassis, a beautiful little classic Mediterranean fishing village, and just up the hill from there, this grows, and you want some, don't you? I promise not to say Speedo again today, otherwise you won't want anything from us. It's great rosé, okay, just saying, and it's by the glass at the Wine Steward in Pleasanton, California. Cassis Rosé by the glass in Pleasanton, California. Did you hear what I just said? I could repeat myself, but I'd be repeating myself, so I won't. This is another wine by the glass. So the rosé only happens by the glass. What I just described, the Cassis Rosé in Pleasanton, California. But this is also offered by the glass, and it's Chardonnay, and we've all heard of that, right? I want this glass. We're gonna get this glass out for you for this. This is gorgeous. This is a failed project, basically, or a business that decided not to be in business any longer, to say it more politically correctly. Up in Oregon, this is the work of Judy Jordan, and she used to own Jay. Do you know Jay? And then she sold that off and probably made some money, and started this little philanthropic project, which didn't work out. It didn't work out not because the wines weren't great, but I don't know. A lot of things have to add up for a wine business to work, for any business to work. All the parts of machinery, right? And something must not have worked. And therefore, the wine steward was offered a sample of this, and they said, would you like the rest? Well, how much is left? 4 cases. And I said, gosh, I wish you said 400, because this is brilliant. Oregon Chardonnay. Do you even have a dial on that? Have you had Oregon Chardonnay before? Oregon, like, they were making Chardonnay just to be copycats of California, and they planted a lot of it and then tore it all out because it was a failure. They just couldn't, with their weather, do the same thing as us. What they wisely decided to do was replant to the Dijon clone of Chardonnay. And now Oregon Chardonnay can, like, sit right next to California very proudly and yet give you something different. Different is good. Why would Oregon actually want to taste like California? Oregon should make something great that is its own thing, right? So once again, even per the Pinots of Oregon, the style of Oregon is often between France and California. That's happening here. Dijon clone Chardonnay, single vineyard, pardon the burp. Gorgeous. We got the last 4 cases. As soon as you learn this name, you're gonna forget it because you'll never see it again. Geodesy. Geodesy, that's how to say it. Oh my God. It's Dijon clone. We could talk about it. Come talk to me on, especially Saturday at the wine bar. That's when I'm hanging out. Saturday is my Friday, and I'm very, very, very happy to see people come on Saturday afternoons. Everybody's more relaxed, and so am I. And that's when we can talk more about why Geodesy Chardonnay tastes so damn good and why it tastes exactly like it does. So that's the Chardonnay of the week by the glass, all right? Now let's get to these reds before my battery gives out. We are going to give you a red flight where, what do we say on the menu? I think we said, we give a theme, we give a title every time we do this thing. And so this red flight, unrelated reds, unrelated. In other words, these are things that were downstairs that I thought might be fun if you tasted them in a flight, a 5-wine flight, because nothing is going to compete with what's right next to it. Everything will be so unrelated. Everything will have its own voice. I want that. I want that when you taste wine, all right? So let's do that here. Let's go to Bergerac. Where's that? That is right next to Bordeaux. And they use Bordeaux varieties in Bergerac. But the big difference is it costs less and everyone's nose is a little longer in Bergerac, as you know. I said that, yes. This is in our Wine Adventure Wine Club this month, and I bought a little extra so we could put it on the wine bar. This acts a lot like an inexpensive Bordeaux red, except it costs less than one would from Bordeaux, providing the same quality. Did I get that right? Oh, Merlot, Cab Franc. It's good stuff. Think Bordeaux. If you can't remember Bergerac, well, think of Cyrano, right? This dude? Okay. This property was owned by a very, very, very famous philosopher back in the, I think, 1500s. You should look him up. Michel de Montaigne. He was also the mayor of Bordeaux for a while, and that's all boring. But he spent 10 hours, 10 years, 10 hours would be easy. He spent about 10 years cooped up in a tower so that he could philosophize, basically, and he wrote a lot of really cool shit. All right, I can't get the cord back in, but who cares? Let's go here to the next red on the wine bar flight. Let's bring this a little closer to you. It's going to be from Italy. So we're going to stay in Europe for the next two wines. We're going to take you to Maremma. This is Western Tuscany. Maremma is going to be where the original Super Tuscans come from. This is where the likes of Ornellaia and Sassicaia and Tignanello are from. Maybe not Tignanello, I should get that right, but at any rate, the whole idea of Super Tuscan, like, let's break the rules. We're in Tuscany, but we don't have to make Sangiovese all the time. And in fact, out here, Sangiovese doesn't work as well as Cab and Merlot, the Bordeaux varieties. I know that sounds weird, but they have a track record now. It is working, and it works here. This is 100% Cabernet from Western Tuscany, from Maremma, by Petra Potenti is the nickname for it. And it went to the World Class Wine Club this month. And when you smell it, I think you smell Italy first and Cabernet next. And you may not even know it's made of Cabernet, but you just get this wonderful, soothing, old world smell. It smells old world, comfortingly. And then you find out it's made of Cabernet, and you think, really? It's from Tuscany? It's made of Cabernet? It's almost like, it's beside the point that it's made of Cabernet. Like, forget all that shit. This is beautiful Western Tuscan red wine. Okay, right there. There it is. There it is for you. I'm swallowing it. I'm sorry, Dump Bucket, but that is so mellow and so soft, and it has length. I had this at Bar Locanda in Livermore with its international salesperson, whatever we would call the dude, for lunch just a week ago, and that was after we had chosen it for the club. But I think I could drink several more of these, all in one video. All right, let's go on to the next red, which will be keeping us in Italy. And I know we should switch glasses here. The staff will hate me, but this is probably the best glass for this. And I'm like, throw out the probably part. This is truly the best glass for this. It barely shows in the video. I'm about to break something. This is La Canova Barbaresco. That's fun to say, right? Say it 3 times fast. This is 100% Nebbiolo from the great subregion Barbaresco in Piemonte, northwestern Italy. Right next door is Barolo. So we call Barolo the king and Barbaresco the queen of best damn Nebbiolo in the world. Lovely in this glass, lighter in color, that's to be expected. This is not, Jesus, I just got it all over myself. HR coming up. Oh my Lord, but wow, smell that. They would, like, HR should get a glass, just like, they come up, they're threatening, they're looming, and then I all of a sudden say, yeah, but smell this, and then they excuse me, I get a warning. Anyway, beautiful Nebbiolo, beautifully scented. A wine club member emailed me earlier this week and said, you know, I'm trying to find my December notes. Last December, you gave this to me in the World Class Wine Club, and I'm looking for my notes. And then he saw that there was only a video that month. Yes, I was too busy for notes. It was the 1 month only that we did video. Well, it was no longer findable on YouTube. It had been deleted for some reason. It was gone. And so I wrote up notes in an email. I just wrote notes right off the bat, and I thought I could only write authentic, true notes if I had this wine in my glass at my desk at that moment. And so 3 days ago, what did I do? I went downstairs, found out that we had about 6 bottles left of this 2017 La Canova Barbaresco, and I thought, I could put it on the wine bar this weekend. That was 3 days away, so I pulled out the Courvan, that little gizmo that lets you pour wine and keeps the wine protected for a few more days with a little bit of gas going in to take up the space of the wine. And so I took care of our guy. He's in our World Class Wine Club, Bill Woodruff. living up in, I think, the foothills now, and we ship him wine, and he was worth it. I mean, I love the fact that people remain engaged even when they move away. So thank you for your membership, Bill. This is where the rest of the bottle is going, to our wine club, a wine bar menu, and it is smelling beautifully today. 3 days later, because we Coravant it. And I wouldn't do that 3 weeks later, but 3 days later, I think a good Barbaresco can do just fine. For the rest of you, are you making ossobuco soon? How about braised short ribs? This is the wine for that, all right? Barbaresco, it's brilliant stuff. Great in this glass, right? Okay. Well, you knew this was gonna happen, all right? This is our wine stain label of Domaine de Plus de Vie. This is our Carignan and Mourvedre thing that we made for the store. Thing, yeah, it's a thing to most of you because most of you don't really have your head around yet what Carignan is. Carignan's the name of a grape. Mourvedre is the name of a grape. You can say Mourvedre. Put them together, and you have a very Southwest France recipe right there. But a lot of people have never had that kind of thing. This is grown on very, very old, dry farmed, head pruned vines in Oakley. Ancient vines, some of the oldest vines in California made this for you. Carignan is ripe. It's got dark berries, but it also has a grim side to it, like a baker's chocolate. I stole chocolate out of my kitchen when I was a kid. I thought, my mom has been hoarding. I found these beautifully wrapped chocolates up in the kitchen cupboard right next to the spices and all that. It turned out it was baker's chocolate. Have you ever made that mistake? Dry, no sugar. It's just like, whoa. Carignan has that effect in a positive way, I hope, because I have a lot of this to sell you. All right. Finally, we had a visit from a guy named Peter Tonti the other day. Peter has Zinfandel made for him by Gus Gamba up in the Russian River, and Peter's dad made that beautiful label before he died. Peter's dad passed away a couple of years ago, but after this whole story of experience of tasting wine with Peter, I realized I was speaking to an old soul in the California wine industry, and I value that. I've known a few of those people, and a lot of them have moved on to another place. And when somebody comes and pours his wine and drops names, but does it all authentically, and then also points out that he doesn't like Pinot Noir because it's a little too watery for him. I know I'm talking to an old soul guy, you know, like this is like, okay, that's a different age of wine love. And here's the Zin from Tonti, T-O-N-T-I, made by Gus Gamba up in the Russian River Valley to finish off our flight. It plays perfectly in this flight of totally unrelated red things. I know I've gone on, but I want to remind you, I'm barely remembering, that tortillas are not alike. Not all tortillas are alike. Sometimes they look like, where'd it go? Sometimes they look like this. And you want to order it, don't you? Don't you? Come to our wine bar, order the tortilla. Don't make me wake up early on Thursdays, spend an hour and a half making these things without buying us out of these, all right? Thank you very much for watching this overlong video. We love you guys. See you soon.